So today is July the 10th, it's a Monday night, and we were able to get in a couple of matches. If you saw on the screen there before I clicked off, we're on a 10 win streak, and we're back to winning coin tosses for these last 3 matches today. Surprised, because if you watched my previous videos, you would have noticed that we went second in pretty much all of them. Currently still with a 90% win rate, only losing 2 matches so far in all of Platinum ranked, hitting Platinum 1 today, and just 2 more wins for Diamond Tier 5, using of course FLOOWANDEREEZE. Decklist video will be linked in the description if you want to check it out. The changes that we've made is putting in 2 Dark Ruler in place of 2 D Fissures. Haven't actually come up yet, but I'm sure it will at some point, especially when we hit the higher ranks like Diamond and Master. Nonetheless though, if the Master Duel algorithm doesn't come for me in Platinum rank, we should be hitting Diamond very soon, and stay tuned for more gameplay, but let's go ahead and take a look at the matches from today. Alright, in the first match of the night, we open up Eaglin, Stree, Shifter, Book of Moon, and Duality. So this is not the greatest hand, but it is manageable. The Shifter alone can put in a lot of work, especially since we see that the opponent is on a big stack in 60 cards. So we start off with the Duality. They don't have an interruption, so we change Shifter, and we're going to see that the Duality reveals Eaglin, Empin, and evenly matched. We're going to take the Empin here because we're not afraid of our first Eaglin getting negated since we have Book of Moon. But if the opponent did have Ash, I anticipated that they would have used it on the Duality. The opponent scoops when they see us summon the Eaglin, bring the Apex. People really don't have time to waste. Upon looking at this opponent's deck list, they were on branded Bestial tier limit, so the Shifter alone was probably enough for them to say, I can't even play next turn, so what's the point? I'm just going to scoop and move on to the next game. FLOOWANDEREEZE, despite getting nerfed, is still a very powerful deck just because everybody is playing the meta, right? Bestials, they're playing to counter each other, other Bestials, branded decks, counter tier limits of course, and then just a couple of random rogue options. So despite being down to 1 Empin, just the way that the metagame is right now before the next pack release has a lot of good things going for FLOOWANDEREEZE. In this matchup, we win the coin toss, 2nd match in a row finally, and we're opening a banger of a hand. This is one of the instances where we are able to extend with the Advent of Adventure from that Empin and go into map to get all 4 birds in rotation and a double Empin search. So this will have us end on trap card, map, and the unexplored winds. Remnants of last format. Oh my goodness, how powerful this setup can be. Now, it's not invincible. The opponent can definitely evenly matched. It would force our Dreaming Town out to the Apex, and they bait the Apex, go evenly matched. Or just simply Duster, right? Duster, first action of main phase 1 would wipe up our back row, same with Lightning Storm. So it's not necessarily like completely invincible, but it is very strong, and not many people are on main deck back row removal. That will probably change once the new Labyrinth pack comes out, but we'll wait and see what happens. So you can see this full rotation going down here. The Empin will search for the unexplored winds, and we got the perfect setup. We've got the 2 searchers in hand in the Robina and the Eaglin, and we got the chain blockers in the graveyard in the Stree, or in the banished pile, sorry, in the Stree and the Toucan. The opponent starts off with an Imperm on the Empin. This leads me to believe that they drew Imperm for turn, otherwise they would have used it against our birds. And you know, once we saw that the first resolution of Robina and Eaglin resolved, we didn't need to use the Advent of Adventure to dodge an Imperm, so that's why we ended up Imperming our, Adventing our Empin so that we can do the resummon and get the extra extension. So that leads me to believe they drew this for turn. So the opponent reveals that they are on Sword Soul, special summon Ecclesia, bring out the Moye, reveal Taya, and I'm going to go ahead and chain the Dreaming Town here and put them on. You either have Long Young in hand, or you have to use your normal summon, in which case I'll trigger map. So off of Dreaming Town, we're going to go with the Eaglin search for Ryza most likely, chain block it of course with the Toucan, and then the opponent reveals, like I told you at the beginning, the Bestial, completely useless against us. They have to banish their own card, and then they will get their Magnamut search, but that's kind of inconsequential because, yeah, the Bestials do nothing against us. We don't special summon, so Baldrake will be useless, Druid's will be useless. They're just big bodies that the opponent can put on board. So you're going to see here that we opt to use Unexplored Winds to tribute off the token, or send the token with the Apex along with the Eaglin. So we've only used 1 bird on the opponent's turn, which means we have 3 others that we could still use. And then we're going to banish Trap to flip the field face down. This prevents any further extension. They reveal that their last card is Taya, and now they just search for the Druid's Room. They've got 2 face down cards that I'm not worried about, because first action of main phase 1, as I have priority, I am going to force those back rows out with the tribute of the Empin into the Ryza here. So that puts back the Imperm as their second draw, and then their face down card that was in this zone, middle zone here, as their next draw for turn. Now, what's going to happen here is if they did have an interruption, they would trigger it and we would Apex negate it. They would need 2 interruptions, basically 2 more Imperms, and they've already used 1 in order to stop this Ryza play, right? Because they have to play through the Apex, which is unlikely. So, and because they have face down cards, I don't think black blackout is live. They have to tribute a face-up worm monster, I'm pretty sure, but correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on that. So we pretty much have total control of this match just from the tribute monsters, and then of course you already know, now we're going to use map to get the additional normal summon. It doesn't matter what we banish, because at this point we're going to rotate the birds, and we're going to get one extra Eaglin and Robina, sorry, into rotation, which we can then put back with the Unexplored Winds for a free draw 2. We got our full engine rolling. This deck is pretty much unstoppable. The opponent is going to attempt to call by the street target, and of course we're going to Apex negate that. Knowing what they have in hand, knowing what we've put on their field, we're just going to beat over those cards. The opponent virtually has no way out of the FLOOWANDEREEZE engine. They are locked in tight. We are controlling the match 100%, stacking their draws, controlling the field, controlling their hand. There is nothing they can do. They realize it, and they just end up scooping. This was their rank up game too, and to get into Diamond. So my apologies, my dude, but best of luck in hitting Diamond 5. So I should also say props to that opponent for staying in the match and actually attempting to play it out, even though, you know, it seems hopeless. You know, I think a lot of people on the other end of the screen might think like, oh, the opponent's BMing, they're probably talking a lot of crap to me on the other end. But no, I actually really respect people who attempt to play through and learn instead of just scooping up and without trying to play. So anyways, in this matchup here, we are bricked completely. So we have to duality into double shifter, and then we end up drawing shifter off the Unexplored Winds. So we summon Toucan and set the Dreaming Town. This will allow us to play during the opponent's turn. They actually set a card and attempted to end phase. So we go Eaglin, search Empin, and then we're going to go Unexplored Winds, tribute their set card, and they just scoop. So I don't know if they bricked too. They were on like a burn deck, so I guess, you know, they bricked, and I don't even know how that deck plays, but we take those. That was a third win in a row. 10 streak overall, obviously, if you've been paying attention to the channel. So yeah, that was the match. Let's actually go ahead and take a look at these deck lists. So this guy was on, yeah, I don't know what this Dark Lord Nurse, which is like reverse burn damage or something like that, right? So, and the adventure package, this guy obviously was on Sword Soul here, and then this one was on that branded Tearlament Bestial deck, which we shifted and they scooped turn 1. So yep, as shown in the beginning clip, we are currently still killing it in Platinum rank. Hopefully we can hit Diamond soon, but if you've made it this far in the video, thank you again for watching, guys. A like and a comment would be appreciated, and stay tuned for more gameplay in Master Duel. I think I'm going to be doing some Sprite videos soon, so if you're interested in Sprite, make sure you're subscribed so you can see when those videos drop next.